Hello, everybody. Now, for a while, I haven't made a video because I've been watching Congress. I've been watching the president. I was talking to someone this past weekend, which was the weekend around the 12th, 13th, and they said, give Obama a chance. Well, isn't this his second term? Isn't this the second year of his second term? What more of a chance do you have to give an individual to find out that they're incapable of doing the job that's needed? Congress doesn't need a mediator. Congress doesn't need an arbitrator. Congress needs to see a leader. The situation that exists right now in our federal government should not be tolerated, should not be allowed. In the Constitution, it says when Congress needs to do something, the president can sequester Congress. That means they don't leave till they get the job done. There should never, ever be a reason for any part of the federal government to shut down. If the federal government can shut something down and still function, then apparently that's not needed. And that's just overburdening on taxes. And that's all Obama's showing us. He's not showing us any skill whatsoever as a leader. There comes a time a leader must step up and do something. And the people around him may not like what he does. But he gets the job done. He knows he's going to be disliked on some things. I knew the day I became a successful chief when I went into the regular restrooms, or heads as we call them in the Navy. I sat down to go to the bathroom, and I turned and looked to the right. Guy couldn't spell my name worth a darn, but he wrote up there, Chief Cravo is a dick. I looked at it, first time I ever seen my name on a wall, and I said, wow, I'm a success. Because as a leader, you're going to get someone upset at you, someone mad, that probably normally supports you, because you're going to do something that they're not going to like. Now, Obama cannot, for the life of me, which I do not understand, because the Constitution of the United States gives him all the tools he needs to get the job done. And he cannot get Congress to do their job. That is a poor leader. Sitting there waiting for these people to do their bickering, so that the people of the United States can go on with their life and know that they have a secure, sound government. He is right. He changed our government. Obama changed our government from a halfway performing republic to a total failure. And it's only because of poor leadership. I've been sitting here waiting for Obama to stand up and say, enough is enough. This is it. No one goes home till the job gets done. It's not Democrat, Republican. They're neither doing the job that the American people need. We, the Republicans, heard our people. We will. And the Democrats, well, our people said this. We will. No, it's everybody. One nation, not two. But apparently Congress doesn't know that. And what did they say time and time again about a divided house? United we stand, divided we fall. And we can't have a leader who don't know how to put them back together. It's not hard. It's in plain English in the Constitution that when Congress needs something to be done, and it has to get done, the president can sequester Congress. I'm paraphrasing, but that's what he needs to do. Maybe he's going to upset some Democrats, but hey, that comes with the territory of being the leader. You're not the nice guy all the time when you're the leader. Hopefully you're the nice guy most of the time. People don't want a nice guy for the president. They want a leader. They want someone who thinks of the people, not punish the people because Congress can't do the job. I mean, look at what Obama did. Close parks, close recreation, close accesses to areas so people will be inconvenienced. Ordered all military personnel not to be able to volunteer on their off time to help charities and other organizations. How many scout troops have scoutmasters that are in the military? How many Girl Scouts also? Same thing. How many homes for the homeless depend on? How many food banks depend on the military to assist? They volunteer. They're there to help. And he goes and orders them. Now, they tried to do it. It says the Department of Defense. There's only one person who can give that order. And that is the Commander-in-Chief. Even the Secretary of Defense can't order that. Actually, I don't even know if that's a lawful order. A military man here in the United States, on his off time, is being told what to do by the president. All these things that have happened, all these closures, like the mall in Washington, D.C., was aimed at hurting the people. Strictly the people. The furloughs were aimed at hurting the people. Strictly the people. So the people would get mad and blame Congress. Most of them blame the Republican. But the truth is, the president didn't have to furlough a single person. He didn't have to close a single park. He doesn't even have to issue an IOU. He can continue paying. And when he reaches the debt ceiling, go over it. And say, until you guys get a budget, none of this stuff from last year counts anymore. That's why we have a president. Otherwise, Speaker of the House would be called Prime Minister. One, and his Speaker of the Senate would be called Prime Minister 2. Who knows? We have a president to lead, to provide leadership, to be strong when it's time to be strong. And unfortunately, the man sitting in the White House has none of those skills. He can get angry. He can get mad. He can hurt the people in this country more than anything else. But he cannot lead. He has no leadership skill whatsoever. None. And it shows in Congress. The inability of Congress to do the job. He permits it to exist. This shouldn't be allowed. I will promise you, when I become president of the United States of America, what you see right now will not happen. Because September 29th, if there is no bill, when the Congress goes home and comes back on September 30th, as they're leaving home, they better say, see you later, honey. I don't know when I'm coming back. Because September 30th, they're not leaving again until there is a budget, which will include a debt ceiling if need be. But we will try to bring that down. Don't know if we can. I'm having a tough time doing it right now with my own bills. But the truth is, people, this will not be tolerated. I don't care what Congress does as long as it doesn't hurt you, the American people. When it does, I will step in and I will stop it. Because you, all of you, each and every one of you, Republicans, Democrats, liberals, separatists, every individual group, and the independents, and you who don't vote, which is the most important that you need to change, are my concern. Each and every one of you. Not the people in Congress. Not a political party. And I don't make promises I don't keep. You know that about me. I haven't made any promises. But I told you this will not be allowed or tolerated. As long as I am sitting in the White House. Because we, the American people, are the government of the United States, not Congress. We, the American people, must go on. Congress needs to start to learn how to do their job, or we won't let them go home. You start doing that, they're going to start listening. A leader sometimes has to put his foot down and say, okay, this is it. I'm done playing the games. The games are over. I don't give a doggone what you do. This is what you're gonna end up with. There will be a full budget, not one for 6 weeks, not one for 9 weeks, one for the year until September 30th, and the debt ceiling will be raised accordingly to meet that budget. Or nobody goes home until it is done. Is that clear, Congress? Obama doesn't have the guts to do that. He's already shown that. The Constitution says he needs to do that. And he needs to have done it by October 1st. And what are we in now? 16th, 17th, 15th? And he still hasn't done it? What's he waiting for? Country to go bankrupt? We're not going to go bankrupt. There's no way the United States will go bankrupt. And the United States people are the government, not the people in Washington, D.C. Get that through your heads, every one of you, especially those in Congress and the White House. Bottom line, this cannot be tolerated, should not be tolerated, should not even be explained, should not have allowed to happen past midnight, September 30th. Well, 11:59, September 30th. Midnight, October 1st, there should have been, or Congress doesn't leave. They don't go home on weekends, they don't go home at night, they don't go home on holidays, they stay in Congress. How many times do I have to repeat it, people? The man sitting in the White House is no leader, and we all know it now. We believed it a year ago. We know it now. Now, some of you people say, oh, JD, he's just this, he's just that, he's just... No, JD did 26 years in the military, approximately, with constructive type. He's worked himself from an E1 all the way up to a chief. I have had positions of leadership beyond that of commanders, and almost equal to captains. I've had more men underneath me than mans a submarine. And I know what a leadership is. There's been times I went to the CO because I made decisions and he asked why, how come, what for, and I told him why, how come, what for. And sometimes the CO agreed, sometimes he didn't agree. 99.9% of the time, the CO said, well, I'm glad you're in that position because I needed someone to do that job. I've been told too many times, you can't do it, it's impossible, and I do it. And that's what I'm going to bring to Washington. You've got to understand, people, we don't need a politician, we don't need a Republican, we don't need a Democrat. We need an American citizen. Someone who has been through what you all have been through. Someone who has felt the agonies that you all feel. And someone who is a leader and can get the job done. Or, like George Washington said, political parties put unscrupulous people in high positions to get into the point of leadership. And I add into that where they do not have the ability or skills needed to do the job that our nation needs. We don't need a peace priest, and we don't need a warmonger. We need a leader who is concerned about the people. So McCain and people like McCain, we don't need you. Obama and people like Obama, we don't need you. I don't know who's going to be worse, Obama or Jimmy Carter, but both are pretty or bad. You guys have to doggone start realizing, get off your pants, get out there, and start promoting. Because we can't afford another 4 years of this mess. We need someone who'll go in there with a pitchfork, an axe, and a shovel and start cleaning up the, excuse the expression, bullshit all around Washington, D.C. Pitchfork, axe, and shovel to get rid of the bullshit. You know, when you go in there to clean a barn, what those bulls do, that's what I'm talking about. Straightforward, this is it. It's not going to be easy. It's not going to be mean. But it's going to be done. And why is it going to be done? Because we, the people, got to do it. Don't fall for Obama tricks and go in there and vote Democrat because the Republicans are such bad people. And don't go in there and vote Republican because they're fighting the Democrats. Go in there and vote for somebody else. Put somebody else in there. Take away the control from both parties. You don't have to believe me. Just look around you. And then in 2016, November, second Tuesday, vote me in as president. And we will put an end, because January 21st, 2017, upon me winning in 2016, the United States government will start belonging to you, the people. Not Congress, not the White House, not the Supreme Court, but you, the people. And we will do the job needed. Or go Republican, go Democrat, and stay with the same mess you got. Aren't you sick and tired of not counting? Aren't you sick and tired of a government that can't even stumble over its feet in the right direction? Aren't you sick and tired of Congress doing absolutely nothing but piecemeal, and piecemeal, never doing the job, just little pieces here and there? Aren't you sick and tired of it? Aren't you sick and tired of a president who can't stand up to Congress and lead them in a direction they need to go? Not fight them, lead them. Big difference. They don't need confrontation, they need direction. And they need to know that they need to go into that direction or there will be consequences. Consequences they're not going to like. But they're going to work for the people, of the people. That's what you need for a president. That is JD. People in 2008 has seen my leadership ability through several of my videos. Some of them, they say I sound like a raving idiot. I probably do. Some of them say, but this is the man we need. This is the man who's going to bring us and put us in Washington, D.C. Put us in the Constitution. Protect us. And gain our government back to the people. Because my goal after 4 to 8 years is to be able to say to you, the American people, I have given you back your government. It is up to you to keep it. That is what this is all about. Thank you. And unfortunately, I feel terrible that I even have to say this, but there is no leadership whatsoever in Washington, D.C. right now. Absolutely none. And the proof is what is going on. It needs to come to an end. Not piecemealed, but completely done right as it should be. I believe the Constitution says that they need to come with a full budget by October 1st for the upcoming year. They need to do their job. Someone needs to lead. There is no leadership. Right now, Congress should not be going home, not working late, not going home, not taking weekends off, not doing this, not doing that. Every single congressman right now, and if it takes us to take our military and escort them from wherever they're at to Congress to do their job, then it needs to be done. If it needs the FBI to go pick them up from their house and bring them to Congress, it needs to be done. Because Congress needs to do their job and the president needs to be the leader. Not the dictator, the leader. Big difference. And remember, I will only be for you, the American people. And every single day in the White House, I will ask myself, what did I do to make your life a little bit better? Not worse, not uncertain, not scary. A little bit better. Because you are going to be my main concern. That's it. Bottom line. That's the promise I give you. But I am telling you, I'm bringing leadership to Washington, and they're not going to like it. And nobody, and I mean nobody, in the Republican Party or the Democrat Party has demonstrated any leadership right now in Congress. So there is nobody there that can do the job that needs to be done. Thank you. Good night. This is JD. Go get those signatures. Let them listen to this video. Let them check me out. Tell them of me. Tell them of you too. JD Creveau. And remember, JD doesn't lie and doesn't break his word. There's a lot I said here tonight. Good night. This is JD. Got to get this little squints there. So you all have a nice